Hello everyone. In the previous video, we saw entity component, that is employee.java. Now we will develop repository component. So what is a repository? Okay, so you remember repository is an interface. So what we will do, I will go to base package, right click, new interface. I will create an interface. So I will create a sub package. Let com.ceylon.repository and repository name. Suppose I will give employee repository. Okay, click on finish button. So repository is an interface. Okay, so a repository interface is a special interface in Spring Data JPA that is linked to a specific entity. So particularly entity is our employee entity, that is employee.java. And it is a such interface that we extends, according to the concept, we extends JPA repository. JPA repository. Okay, so by extending JPA repository, so we can inherit powerful database operation methods for the employee entity without needing to implement them. That means what? JPA repository. So when I will specify, okay, so I will specify in this way. So within, because it is generic representation, within angle bracket, so I will write my entity, that is employee class, and in employee class, so which attribute is the key attribute? ID attribute. And what is the data type of ID? Int. So int corresponding class, wrapper class is integer, because here it is demanding within angle bracket two class we have to specify. So one is employee, one is integer. So why integer I took? Because key attribute, I am repeating, key attribute, that is id. Id data type is int. So here basic data type we cannot specify, only class we will specify. So the int int corresponding class name is integer. So that's why I specified integer. So now I will import JPA repository. I will import employee also. Okay, so this is my repository component. This is my repository component. Control S. Now I saved. So what is the purpose of repository component? So first of all, repository, we knew it is an interface which extends JPA repository. Now employee repository is a child interface, JPA repository is parent interface. That means child interface employee repository can inherit the JPA repository properties. So the meaning is, so our problem statement is to perform CRUD operation. Suppose one point just I will say, one record I will insert or multiple records I will insert. So JPA repository have some built-in methods. JPA repository having some properties. So that properties I will use by employee repository object. That means some built-in methods JPA repository is containing. That built-in methods I will call by employee repository object. So because employee repository is a child interface. So in inheritance context, child what child interface have the ability to access parent property. So for this reason, we extended JPA repository. So this is overall repository component. Repository is an interface. We extend JPA repository. But strictly speaking, when JPA repository we are presenting, so it is a generic representation within angle bracket. So we have to specify two class. One is entity and one is what key attribute corresponding class. Okay, so this is repository. So in my next video we will see how to develop a service component, and the service component purpose is what it is what it is containing. Thank you.